Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of Generation Wrestling Podcast. As always, it's yours truly, the 28-year-old piece of the franchise, aka the showstopper, better known as the GOW's resident tribal chief. And with me, as always, I got my tag team partner, my brother, my family. He is the flyest in the room, Mr. 1, 2, 3. Pin that ass down, K Breezy, aka EC's resident Isaac Hayes, King Too Cold in the building, bro. Hamilton, what is really good?
Man, what's really good is, man, we got two shows. We got a lot to talk about, man. So let's jump right into it, man. We got to talk about that Dynamite last night.
Yes.
Bro, kick things off. CM Punk coming out to do commentary, of course, man, with our three OGs, Excalibur and Tony Schiavone and JR. He came out for the first match, which was the qualifier match for the Owen Hart tournament, and we got the reigning AAA and ROH champions going head to head. Dax and Cash of the FTR. Yeah. Bro, I gotta admit, it started kind of slow, which was fine. Which was the build of the match. I had no problem with that. And then once they kind of went through their moves and kind of knowing each other, and then once Dax went for that eye poke, it was like, okay, all right, now we finna step up. Now y'all finna step up a little bit. We finna see a little different, because I like the reaction he had to it. It was like almost just kind of just normal for him to do, but then realize, oh shit, that's my brother. No. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't really mean to do that. Like I just got into the swing of things. But overall, as a match, just this is for me. It was more of just what I appreciate about FTR as far as a tag team, and just what they personify as tag team wrestling. Just two guys who really embody wrestling. We know WWE is not solely on the wrestling; it's more of the entertainment. That's what we like about AEW, is that it's mostly about the wrestling. Yeah, some characters may not get over with people, but it's the wrestling that matters the most. It's always been the wrestling. Yeah, characters matter, but in the end, it's always what can you do in the ring. And these guys showed why they're good in the ring. It went back and forth. Nice little few spots, close calls on the outside for the 10 count. A few nice reversals. Obviously, these guys know each other, so it made sense that there were so many reversals in this match, because it's like, dude, I know you. Even when you don't think I know, you thought you was going. Nope, I got you. Nope, I got you. Nope, I got you. I didn't have a problem with that. Like I say, it was a slow build to build up to a nice, pretty good opening match. Bro, what was your thoughts on it, man?
Dude, yeah. I mean, like you said, initially the match did start off super slow. I'm like, damn, y'all, come on. I mean, I know y'all old school wrestlers, but shit, motherfuckers, 2022. Right. Speed it up a little bit. Hey, God,
right. Yeah.
Dude, my attention span can't handle this. Somebody get my pills ready. My ADD acted up. But once the match, you can tell what I've been on today. Once the match,
me too.
Hey, that ain't water, y'all. That ain't water.
No, not at all. Let's go.
But once the match got going, though, man, it was really, really good. One thing that I liked that I caught, and I think everybody kind of peeped it, was when, normally, even if it's a tag team coming out to fight, one person comes out first and the other person comes out second. I like how they hit the music and they both came out at the same time. I was like,
right, one ahead of the other. Yeah, like whoever got introduced first and the other. Yeah, that and I like that unison. That's why it's like, when you see matches like this, people always think, oh man, they about to turn on each other. Yeah. It's like, no, I actually like that aspect of it, that it wasn't like, oh, they about to turn on each other, because like, I don't want to see neither one of these guys be a single star. It's not that I don't think they're good enough to be single stars, but I like them better as a tag team. What they are and what they represent as a tag team is more important. So I had no problem with everything the way it played out, especially when Dax was getting ready to put on the sharpshooter, and he second guessed it, and it was like, I'm not gonna do it. But he's like, no, I'm gonna do it. But it was too late. Cash Cash already got you. He put the reversal on. Then of course, they went back and forth, and then Dax ended up picking up the victory, which was his first singles victory. It was like, wow, it's like Cash hadn't really done singles in years. This was his first singles. I think his first singles in AEW, and then for Dax to have done a couple of them, but not got the victory, and he got the victory over his friend. But those two showing that brotherly love, like, dude, we just love what we do. And that part of it, I think I appreciated that more than really anything else. It was just seeing two guys who really love this business, who really love that, everything that we love about it, everything that the hardcore fans love about it. And like I say, not it didn't, it wasn't 5-star, but I would give it 3.5. Just on GP, just
Yeah,
for what
yeah.
it was.
And,
But
and you could tell, like, even with CM Punk coming out of the commentary, the fact that CM Punk, he didn't have to come out there and do it. He wanted to be out there. And you can tell, like, the genuine interest in the match. Excalibur on commentary, like, everybody that called that match, everybody on social, all the fans, all the wrestlers, all the legends who saw the match was like, yo, okay, was it a 5-star creamer? No, but it was a really good storytelling match. And like you said, man, hey, it started off slow, but at the end of the day, it was the story of these two going at it. So, but absolutely, your thing, bro. You're right. You are absolutely
right.
correct. No, Mundo.
Right, for sure. But right after the match, what we found out was that Hangman had caught COVID, so he
Yeah,
couldn't show up for this week. So Tony Khan had already booked it. It is official, my dude. It is official, and I
yeah.
know we're gonna be at the new crib. I'm bringing the wifey. We're gonna cook something. I don't know what we're gonna cook. We're gonna bring something. We're gonna enjoy ourselves. We're gonna watch the pay-per-view. Hangman Adam Page will be defending that AEW
Ooh,
Heavyweight Championship
yeah,
against CM Punk. And before I get to you on that, bro, Punk cut a promo, and it was just basically one. Even though, well, before I get to that, what I liked about Punk being on commentary was he did not forget that FTR is a part of Pinnacle and what they did with Pinnacle. So, he kept that aspect of the story still there,
yeah,
but because he knows who they are as far as what they do in the ring, he might not like them, but he respects what they do in the ring. So for him to put them over and make sure, the first thing he said, FTR, you guys, what about him? What about that match? Like, great
right.
match. Like, to never doubt the other guys. And I know a lot of people are like, man, see, AEW is killing CM Punk right now. I don't think they're killing CM Punk. I think everything that CM Punk is doing is what he wants to do. He's going about it the way he wants to go about it because he's seeing it firsthand for what it is. And it may not be the Punk that people want, but I don't expect the Punk that left 7-8 years ago. That's the one thing that a lot of people I think needs to accept. This is
Yeah,
not that dude. He's that dude, but he's not exactly that dude. This is an older Punk. He sees the forest over the tree. You know what I'm saying? So it's different for him now, man. It's more of an appreciation, but at that same time, he still wants to prove himself. And now we are going to get to see CM Punk prove himself. And this is where a lot of people are thinking, man, he needs to win. And I told you, when we talked about this earlier, when we were talking about him possibly getting title opportunity, I told you, I said, man, uh, Paige needs to beat him.
yeah.
Like, Paige needs to beat him. Like, I I want to see the match, but Paige needs to beat him. So with that, bro, we got, like I say, it's official. Punk versus Paige, AEW Championship. That is the main event for Double or Nothing. Give it to him.
I'm going to address that. I'm looking at the screen right now. You rock a bald head very well. I'm looking at my hair right now, man. For me to be such a short person, my head big as fuck. God damn. Um, I feel like a fucking human bobblehead, but I'm just being I'm being very self-conscious right now. But shit, my head is huge.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the liquor. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the liquor kicking in. Don't worry about franchise. He'll be
God
okay. It's the liquor
damn,
kicking in.
I got that John Sally going on. But all right.
Oh man,
Hey,
you a fool, bro.
the best damn sports at the best damn sports show, whatever the hell it was.
Right. That's what it was. The best damn sports show. Man,
But
I actually missed that show, man. That was
bro,
actually a
that
pretty
was
cool
really
show.
good. I think Tom Arnold was on there too. Yeah, I remember that
Man,
shit.
dude, it was a whole bunch of people you didn't it's like, what the hell do y'all know? But the stuff they did, it was pretty awesome.
It was like Jackass before sports.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. It really was.
but
You
subject at
fool.
hand. Subject at hand. CM Punk, Hangman Page. Okay, so this is the thing that bugs me about people who want to complain about CM Punk. Now, to a degree, I understand why people feel the way they feel, but like you said, this is not the same CM Punk, right? When CM Punk first came to AEW, you had people bitching about the fact that the guy was gone for 7 years, he's coming back, and he just was automatically in these big matches winning. You know, you had people complaining then, just like you had people complaining with Christian Cage. You know, you had people complaining about ex-WWE guys coming in and just winning every damn thing. Then you got CM Punk kind of taking a back seat from the in-ring aspect, but he's still getting TV time. He's still getting camera time. He's still cutting promos. He's still, you know, coming to commentary and stuff like that. And now you got people feel like he's being underutilized or he's being buried. It's like, bro, make up your mind. You know, you can't sit up here and be like, oh, well, I want Tony Khan and AEW to push the pillars of AEW or push the originals of AEW, but then get mad when a guy who wasn't even a part of the initial launch of AEW is, you know, getting time but not always in the ring. It's like, bro, the guy's fucking 43, 44 years old. Now, also to kind of agree with what you said as well, I do feel like Hangman has had a decent reign. I feel like he's won enough. He's beat enough legitimate people to where if he lost to CM Punk right now, it wouldn't hurt. And I think unless CM Punk loses,
I feel opposite of that. I feel like if he lost to Punk right now, it would hurt. But go ahead. I do, but go ahead.
So I guess my thing is, and maybe it's not too late, but I feel like CM Punk's getting older. You're in the third year of AEW, a year and a half, going into year number 2 of CM Punk's career now.
Well, it's not even been a year. It hasn't been a year yet. He came back in last August, September, whatever. Okay. Yeah, so it hasn't been a full year. It's just been several months. Yeah, he's got a while before it's a full year. Him and Daniel Bryan and Cole.
So maybe it could be the Thunder Rosa treatment, right? Where you know it kind of simmers for a while, where you know he's in the picture, then he loses, then he goes off for a little bit, come back, do some side shit, and then come back. But to me, in my opinion, I feel like with him being older, I feel like if he doesn't beat Hangman now, who or when will he go for the title? Because I like CM Punk, I respect CM Punk, I love CM Punk, but I don't see him beating Adam Cole for the championship right now. And that's not a knock on Hangman, but I feel like it's more believable CM Punk beats Hangman than beats Cole.
Okay, so the reason why I don't think it's a good idea for Paige to lose is because you want to build these guys that never been to WWE as legit people. To beat for him to have beaten Bryan Danielson, that is a somebody. Okay. Yes. To beat Adam Cole, that's a somebody. To beat CM Punk, that's a somebody. When you beat guys like that are legit, that puts you in a legit conversation. And we need Paige in legit conversation. One of the things that people said was that even though, you know, Moxley fought who he fought, a lot of people didn't feel they fought him, Omega. Like when he fought Christian, it was like something different because it's like we know how good Christian really is.
Yeah.
No, we may not seen him as that big title contender and holder, but the dude is legit in the ring. So that's more of what it was. It was more of fighting someone else that's good enough in the ring. And with Paige, his title reign, it was last end of November. So it was December, January, February, March. We're in April, about to be in May. That's almost 6 months. That's not a good title. That's not a long enough title reign. For your original AEW stars that has been there since the start of the company, coming up, he needs to beat CM Punk. I like that you have the WWE guys there. You have legitimacy guys there. That's what you need. But at the same time, you got to show that these other young guys that AEW is putting over, that they're good enough to compete. So if Punk wins, Paige has to look way credible. Like he has to look so credible. But if Paige wins, then it's easy because one, it's like, well, CM Punk, and some people can, and I feel like people would nitpick Punk's losing. Oh, Punk ain't the same dude. Well, one, again, of course he's not the same dude. He's coming back after 7 years. It's taking him almost 7 months to really get back into a flow. But I like the reality of that. I like the reality that it took him that long. I like the reality that he was willing to go up against young talent. When he first came in, who was the first thing he mentioned out there? Darby Allin. And what did they do? They put on a great ass match. Right. That was his first match, but they put on a great ass match. But he helped put Darby Allin over, even though Darby Allin was already over. Wanting to go up against the younger talent, and not dominating them, showing the rust, showing that these guys do have something. And when the time comes, they'll get their opportunity. We talked about Hobbs, and we talked about what he looked like and what he was the first year till now, and we're seeing a totally different dude, and we like that about him. We're looking at Warlow. We're looking at a lot of these other guys, and they're coming up, and you got to beat the guys that people think are best. I'm not saying that they got to lose all the time. Do I think Punk could win in a rematch against Paige? Yes. I very much think that could happen. But I truly feel Paige, in order for you to push your originals and the newer talent as the ones that are legit for this business as champion, going up against CM Punk is a great testament. Going up against Adam Page is more of a now testament, but a guy like CM Punk, who obviously showed people he can be a world champion, he can be the franchise, he can be the face of the company, and for him to come back and still get the love that he is, and people just want to see him, and he wants to help build the business. I don't think he's in the mind of tearing it down. So, but what I know we spent a lot of time on the first segment. We didn't even got really too far into that. But I really do look at Punk coming in and helping out, and not just getting a championship just because he needs the championship.
Right.
Does he want the opportunity? 100%. He's going to put in an opportunity. He's going to earn it. But at May 26th, bro, dude, whoo. Terramana is going to be on ice, ladies and gentlemen. Just going to let y'all know, hey, franchise might fall out the chair again. I don't know what happens, but I just know it's going to be a great pay-per-view, and we're going to be for it. But let's get through the rest of this show, man, because we got another show to kick off with y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Scorpio Sky kicked off a promo, of course, for his ladder match. His ladder match with Scorpio, with Sami Guevara. We got the Blackpool Combat Club going up against the Factory. They pretty much put on the same show that they've been putting on, which has been good. I'm going to mention something else when we get to it. And then, of course, man, we got Britt Baker and Hayter. They cut a promo with Tony Storm. And then, of course, Tony Storm brought in Ruby Soho, another person who advanced in the Owen Hart tournament. I think we already know Hayter and Storm is going to fight. I think we're going to get Baker versus Soho. We may get that in the first round. I'm not even going to be mad. Kind of want to see that. And then, of course, man, we got Jurassic Express promo. Again, they putting it out there for any top 5 tag team. And what top 5 tag team shows up? Team Taz. Starks and Ricky Hobbs. Letting it be known, hey, we're number 3. We want that smoke. We'll see y'all on I think they said Rampage. I think we're going to get it on Rampage. So Jurassic Express is already given, again, they're doing their due. They're not ducking no challenges. They had a title match. They won. Jungle Boy lost his singles match. Now it's time to get back on that horse of winning. They're going to challenge Ricky Starks and Hobbs for the AEW Tag Team Championships. Can't lie. Want to see it because Starks and Hobbs as a duo has really been working, especially when they've been having their back and forth with Swerve and Lee. I'm sorry. Swerve is formerly Scott. But then next up, man, we got Warlow versus Archer. Now, when we got to Warlow versus the Butcher last week, the match itself was a little flat to me. It felt a little. It just felt like what they built it up to. I was a little disappointed, but it was still worth it for what it was.
Yeah,
this was better than I thought it was. I know I crap on Archer. I give him his due when it's most definitely deserved.
Right.
I thought the way this match started, the way they battled back and forth, and then Archer just kind of like he's being himself, but Warlow just overpowered, just getting the advantage on him. And I love that, this match was better than last week's. I love the fan support that they have for Warlow. Obviously, man, like if AEW, what they should have did for Brian Cage, they're doing for Warlow. You could say it's hindsight and realizing, okay, we dropped the ball on Cage, but we're not going to drop the ball on Warlow. We're not going to do that twice. So I continue to like the build, and obviously by the time we get to the pay-per-view, we're going to get a Warlow versus MJF. Dude, thoughts on the match? Thoughts on that preview? That the future match we know we're going to get.
Again, it could just be me. I'm just noticing stuff, man. But why you ain't tell me that my beard is ripping on the side, man? What is going on? But as far as Warlow go, all right, so we got Warlow and Archer. The thing is with Archer, I've just come to realize that maybe he just needs somebody that's just as big and as strong or stronger than he is. Because he is so reckless in the ring. And when I say reckless, I mean he's like a bull in a china shop. That's his style. If you notice when he goes up against bigger competitors, he
Mm-hmm.
has fairly decent matches. It's when he
Mm-hmm.
goes up against people that's smaller than him, where it just looks like he's about to absolutely end their career, literally.
Yeah.
With a
Yeah.
guy like Warlow, the fact that this guy's what 6'2", 6'3", what 260, doing her
6'3".
Karanas,
Yeah.
yeah, doing her Karanas and swantons, and the crazy part, hitting them clean though, like he was
Yeah.
hitting them shits clean. Uh, yeah, overall not a bad match, but once again, like I say, and I say this all the time, I'm going to continue to say it. I'm going to continue to put emphasis on it. Tony Khan is not perfect. AEW's
No.
booking is not perfect, but the
No.
one thing I can attest to and I can agree with and I can respect as a fan of professional wrestling. The one thing that we beg WWE to do now, stick with stories. Now, yeah, Tony Khan's let some stories and some shit go by the wayside, but for the most part, when there's a big match or a big storyline, dude, the shit starts from year one. Like we're still playing off of year one of AEW. We're in year 3 now with Warlow and MJF. Like, dude, like I don't understand how much deeper the rabbit hole goes. The fact that we wanted to see MJF versus Warlow, but we didn't get it the multiple times we thought we were. And now looking at how MJF is pretty much, just abandoned, war pig as he called him, coming out without the music, getting shackled up and, getting trial and tribulation after tribulation thrown in front of him. And Warlow just up here just eating this shit, man. I just feel like this match, when it finally happens, because think about this. We see MJF.
Ooh.
MJF is a technical guy. MJF is a brawler. But we see MJF when he needs to, he can get aerial. We see Warlow, a brawler, a ground and pound guy, but we see he can get aerial. MJF is gonna get desperate. We gonna see a move set from MJF we probably haven't seen yet in AEW. And Warlow's gonna be the perfect guy to go up against. And I can't wait till the Warlow get the 1, 2, 3. That pop is about to be so absolutely bananas, dude.
Dude, you know what's going to get a bigger pop is when he puts on the symphony of power bombs.
Yes,
That's
yes,
that.
yes.
That's going to be the pop because when he lays that first, when he and like you say, storyteller. The fact that they've been kind of building this from year one, but I would say past year one because they really did. You didn't really get the MJF kind of dogging Warlow until a little bit after year one. It was
Yeah,
like, and when you started, kind of him started to be more sly with his comments towards Warlow, and Warlow kind of brushing it off like it's nothing. But then as the time went on, he got to digging that knife a little bit more and more and more, and to the point to now where Warlow, is like, you know what? He walked out. He gave CM Punk. He didn't give CM Punk the ring, but he thought he left it, didn't realize he didn't, and then left it in the ring. Like, okay, MJF, here you go, bro. You can get the ring now, and then walked away, and then knowing that CM Punk was gonna get to it before him. So I have no problem with storytelling when you give that much of a care to it. But that's not the only story. There's been other stories that's had that same type of care.
yeah,
Uh, but when we get Warlow versus MJF, and we know it's coming, they're building it up for the pay per view. I have no problem with that. And yeah, when he hits that first, and I'm thinking the way this match is going to go, it may be quick, it may not. I don't think it will be super long. I don't expect this to be a
yeah.
super long match, but man, the first time he get that first power bomb, the fans are going to go crazy. They're going to be like, "Yeah, come on, let's go." Let's go. Come on. Here's the symphony. Let's
Round up
go.
to two.
Let's round two, up round three, up round four, up round five. They gonna want him to power bomb MJF 1,000 times infinity. The crowd will pop for it regardless. So yeah, they'll pop for the victory, but I feel like they'll pop more when he power bombs the hell out of Warlow. But we'll wait till we get to that point. Next up, man, we got the JSA and the I'm gonna just say LAX. Uh, I don't want to say all their names. It's Santana, it's Ortiz, it's Kingston, but LAX, JSA. I'm just abbreviating names. You know who they are. Roll with it. Uh, this wasn't bad. Um, I think now that you've kind of given Santana, Ortiz, and Kingston a little bit more room to breathe as far as their promo. They got to actually be kind of a little honest. Of course, the JSA they played up the sports entertainment aspect, of what they're being, but for Kingston to talk about, putting out a hit, to just he's like, yo, bro, we've already buried some bodies. Like, ooh, bro, hold on, wait a minute, was you supposed to say that on TV? Like, hold on, wait a minute, wait a minute, Eddie, hold on, Eddie, wait a minute, bro. Incrimination, bro, incrimination.
This ain't part of the script.
Right, incrimination. Hold on, bro. But Jericho sold it well, and it was cool. It wasn't spectacular, but it was for what it was. I see two more people coming to help them. I don't know who they are. I can say it's Hernandez and Homicide, but I'm not going to say Hernandez and Homicide. That'd be kind of cool. That would even the odds. That would definitely make for something interesting at the pay-per-view. But I don't want to speculate. AEW's pretty good at doing what they do. But what did you think of this, man? Before we move on.
Yeah, I mean, Jericho doing it, did his best to sell it. I'm still, man, Daniel Garcia, I'm a fan regardless.
Right.
The other guys are in 2.0. I didn't like him in NXT. I'm still not a fan of him in AEW. Hager is Hager. But as far as Kingston go, god damn, bro, like, dude, Jesus Christ, are you ever not angry? Like, my boy, every time he comes out,
he's always angry.
Dude, I've never seen Eddie Kingston come out and walk regularly. That boy be gliding to the ring. Boy, he be like, you going to Vincenzo's, man. that boy be go. He got wheels on his feet.
Like, goddamn, boy, I just watched you walk across the street. You already coming back? Yeah, man. Hey, man. It was no lines, bro. I got in, got out.
but yeah, I'm curious. I don't know. Really quick, let's be honest here. Do we feel like Jericho's luster's kind of losing it a little bit now, man?
He is.
Jericho, seem like he's hitting the same these days. I don't know what it is.
He is, but he isn't. Okay, it's not the inner circle. So it's not like, oh man, you just remade a new inner circle. He did, but he didn't. Okay, this is a totally different group. I don't think this group is going to get over like the inner circle did. Yeah. So I don't see that. Is this the wind down of Jericho? Sure, but I don't have a problem with it because Jericho is putting over two guys that he knows, and not just those two guys, but he's making something out of 2.0 and Garcia. So it's like, if me doing this helps you guys elevate, then let's do it. And that's what I like. That's what I appreciate. So it's like, yeah, is it the greatest thing? No, it's not it doesn't have that inner circle aspect to it. I do like the play on the sports entertainer kind of aspect
what do you
of
say?
it.
He would say the AEW Galaxy instead of
the AEW, right? I'm like, oh man, like really? Like, you know what? Okay, the Galaxy, really? The AEW Galaxy? Okay, you know what? That reminds me of this meme. Not to go off too much off topic, but this dude, I can't think of his name, but it's this black dude, and he does a parody of where Peter Parker meets Miles Morales, and they go back and forth and naming names. And then just to kind of give you you might have seen it on TikTok or something like that, where the dude's like, man, Iron Man, and the dude says the tungsten, like the white version of Spider-Man supposedly says, do you have an Iron Man? He's like, you mean the tungsten gentleman? I forgot the name of what he said, but he gives like an opposite name of everybody that he says. And that's what I feel like this was. It was just him saying the AEW Galaxy was just like, oh, really? It just reminded me of something. You have to go and see it.
Instead of the Universal Championship, you're gonna have the Galactic.
It's like he said, "Do you have the Guardians of the Galaxy?" He says, "No." He's like the dude says, "Do you have the Guardians of the Galaxy?" He's like, "No, we got the Supervisors of the Solar System." It's like, wait a minute, what? It's like, wait a minute, what? The Supervisors of the Solar System. Wait a minute, what?
The Solar System. Hell no.
It's like, I was like, oh man, you got the Black Panther. No, we got the White Puma. It's like, wait a minute, hold on, bro. Wait a minute. Damn you, Spike Lee. No, his name is Stan Lee. It's like, wait a minute, bro. But it's like it was funny, but you get that, and that's what I kind of got from that. And when he said that, it was like, man, y'all are clowning, and I kind of get where some people are like, man, y'all need to stop taking so many shots at WWE. But honestly, Jericho, he can take as many shots as he wants. When it's Jericho, he can do what he wants because he's been on that side he's been on that side. We understand what he feels.
But this is the thing. This and we ain't gonna harp on this too long, but this is
the
shit that annoys me. People like, oh well, AEW takes too many shots at WWE. Yet WWE was taking shots at AEW before AEW had their first fucking match. People was bitching about WWE being the big conglomerate. People was bitching about WWE being a monopoly. People was bitching about Vince McMahon holding all the power in the wrestling and the mainstream wrestling scene here in the U.S. and across the world. People was bitching that WWE got soft. People was bitching that WWE got too PG, too kid friendly. And here's a guy, Tony Khan, once again, not perfect, no. At all, but you got somebody who says, all right, you guys want to see more wrestling? I'm going to give it to you. You want to see less goofy storylines? Yeah, we got our own, still entertainment, but I'm going to give it sports-based type feel where the matches and wins and losses make sense. I'm going to give it to you. You know, you want to see more reality-based, conversations? I'm going to give it to you. So now, okay, yeah, WWE, it's no different than if you was the world heavyweight champion and I'm the new guy on the block and part of my storyline is, I want to come make my name off you like John Cena made his name off of Kurt Angle. Man, AEW and Tony Khan coming to WWE with that ruthless aggression. You feel me? Like, of course, WWE, people going to be like, well, it doesn't make sense for WWE to talk about AEW, but of course motherfuckers are going to talk about WWE because they're the big dog in town. The AEW know they not legit competition in the sense of taking over the wrestling world from WWE.
Right,
exactly. They know that, but at the end of the day, it's entertainment. It makes good entertainment. AEW. I love AEW, but they're like Tekashi 6ix9ine. You feel me? Like, you feel me? The motherfucker's entertaining. He ain't gonna do shit in the. He harmless to a degree, but the motherfucker, hey, look, it is what it is. It's a little rat squeaking in the corner. You feel me?
Hell no. I didn't think we was gonna mention Tekashi 6ix9ine on this boy, but hey, it is what it is.
We never will again. We never
will again. Don't worry about that one.
Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pull it Kevin Dunn and I'm gonna edit that
out. Leo, man, what's good, bro? What's good, man? Oh man, but yeah, man. No, it was just little subtleties in this promo that happened between these guys that it was cool. But obviously, like I said, it's setting up a 10-man. If they don't do it on Rampage, because I feel like maybe it'll be one of those Rampage matches, but if they do somehow be able to save it till the pay-per-view, I think we'll get a 10-man match. Who the other two people would be, we're not sure of, but it's AEW. You never know. Of course, then next up, we got Sammy Guevara's promo. Excuse me. Ooh, wait, man. Excuse me. We got Sammy Guevara's promo. Basically, he's full on heel. Ty is full on heel. I like the attitude change, but man, I need to see Ty back in the ring.
Yeah.
Like I understand what she's doing with Sammy, but I still need. I think this is where you can kind of build Ty. Heel run. You have her be heel in her matches now. So don't just have it be out. She's just talking, her little Brazilian shit and then taking tongue down her throat and then doing little shit. But she needs to do more. And I think it would be more impactful in her matches. She needs to have some singles matches and not just be seen with just Sammy. So that is the one thing I do. I hope Tony sees and changes and recognizes and then, push forward with that. Then next up, man, we got the rivalry Oh no, I lost my pen. Where the hell my pen go? Man, we got I can't. Oh, there you go. We got Serena D versus Sheeta, and this. I'm not gonna lie. When these two fight, they're gonna try to beat the hell out of each other. I love that. The problem is, I think this is going on too long. Like it should have been ended. It shouldn't still be going on.
It ended like 2 matches ago.
2 matches, 4 months, whichever one you want to say. I definitely feel like it. I definitely feel like it should have ended a long time ago.
Yeah.
They should have done more with other people, and this should be like this shouldn't have been a one-off match. This should have been another qualifying match, like if you were gonna do it. But Sheeta ended up taking a loss. Serena D ended up getting a victory. They're quietly pushing Serena D.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that. They're solely pushing her as the professor of wrestling. She's the female Dean Malenko, the woman of 1,001 holds. And I have no problem with that. But you gotta make more substance into it. I know you talked about Tony Khan going out there and getting more people to help develop the women's division more. I know Becky Lynch kind of ripped into Tony Khan about the women's division, and which is rightfully true. We've been getting on them too. That's why I say, I want to see more of Ty Conti. I feel like Jay shouldn't have had that 30th fight promo for a month for somebody that really wasn't a somebody. You do something like that for a somebody. You don't do something like that for a nobody. Even though the match wasn't totally bad, but no, there are aspects that I do want them to give more time and respect to. And I feel like now with the help of a few folks that they've signed to help that women's division out, but they got plenty of potential. They got plenty of potential. It's 3 years in. We talked about this where the women's division, because of the lackluster it was in year one, we said it was going to take a few years before they really became something. They lucked up and got a nice few gems. You got a Statlander, you got a Sheeta, you came up on a Thunder Rosa, you came up on a Serena D, you think of a Jay Cargill, Jamie Hayter, you got Chris Statlander. I mean, Britt was already there, but I'm thinking of all the women that came like after that first year. Like you started to get a few more that were really good. Right, Anna J, like Ty Conti, like she started to get better. So you seen the potential. Still green is good shit, but at the same time, you seen some that was really, really, really good. And with the proper training and patience, you can see them develop. So I definitely agree. I'm glad the women got a match. They need more. They need better. But definitely this match, this rivalry should have damn sure ended months ago. Next up, man, we got House of Black. And boy, I marked out. I'm not even gonna lie. I marked out. We got House of Black. They're getting ready to unmask De La Soul, Del Sol. I always want to call him De La Soul. I don't know why I was going to call him De La Soul.
Music group.
Yeah, I got right. His name is almost right, but they trying to unmask him. And what is his name? Hernandez. I forgot what the dude that always talk for Penta.
You talking about my boy Alex Abrahantes.
Alex. I like how they're playing like he's in the ring talking because he's been wearing the golf kind of thing. And then, of course, Penta comes out, and then Pat comes out, and then Alex comes walking out. And as soon as I see Alex walking out, I'm like, yes, yes, baby, let's go. Ray Phoenix is back. And, of course, that's who it was with the shovel in his hand, clearing out the ring. A Death Triangle's back in full force. The House of Black has somebody to go to war with. So I know people can be like, man, we want to see more of the House of Black. Obviously, they were put on hold because they were waiting for Phoenix to come back to have this blow off with this trios of tag teams. So now that we got Ray back, Pac is back, Penta's still Penta. House of Black is House of Black, Death Triangle.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on it now that we got now that everybody's back and we can push forward?
We finally got something for House of Black to do. We finally have a group that makes sense, a group that's not already involved in another storyline. We got somebody, and then you know what? House of Black though. There's some bad, evil motherfuckers. What you
Man.
need is you need somebody. Hold on one second. What's going on, Pops? How you doing, boss man?
Pop, what up, Pop? What up, Pop?
What you need for House of Black is you need a group of people that could be just as evil, just as sadistic, just as psychotic, just as dark. And of course, you got Penta. You got dark ass Penta, right? And now you got my boy Pac. Pac is back. My boy is crazy. But then you bring you complete the trifecta, the Holy Trinity, the unholy Trinity, if you will, and you get that boy Ray Phoenix. Let's go, man. We already know the Lucha Bros are one of our favorite tag teams. I know Ray is probably arguably one of my favorite people. I know he's your favorite guy in AEW. So to see him come back, dude, I am ready. Brody King, we see we can do. We already know what Buddy Matthews could do. We seen his little run he had in WWE before he left up out of there. We already know what Malachi Black can do. So yeah, bro, let's run it. I think that match will quietly can steal the show.
Oh yeah, and I'm not mad if they don't make the pay-per-view. What I want them to do though, I want a series of singles matches. Like I don't want to just see trios. I want to see them go one-on-one with each other. I want to see a Pac. I want to see a Pac go up against Black. I want to see Ray Phoenix go up against Buddy Matthews. I want to see Penta go up against Brody Lee. Like I know we're gonna get the trios. I know we'll get the tag teams, but I want to see some singles matches. So Tony Khan, I don't know if you're the Tony Khan that's been coming on our show and telling us stuff, but if you really Tony Khan, hey bro, mix it up. I know you got a lot to produce, but man, I wouldn't mind some singles matches to kind of really build the story between these two groups and the heat that they have with each other. So I definitely, again, so glad that I'm so glad that Ray didn't break his arm in that tables match he had with the Lucha Bros.
Yeah,
with Jurassic Express. I'm so glad that wasn't as bad as we all thought it was, and he just needed a few months off to let his arm heal and get back. Yeah. But so I'm very grateful there. But now, like you say, House of Black now has somebody to go up against, and it's a team that people want to see. So it's like, we love. People know Brody King. People know Buddy Matthews. People know Malachi. People know Penta. People know Pat. People know Ray Phoenix. So it's like, yo, okay, Tom, let's go. All right.
Hey, look at this, bro. I think maybe
I didn't kick. Oh my! Wow, are we good?
I see you. Can you hear me clearly? We good?
I hear you, man. I think my internet is just going crazy. My Wi-Fi about to kick back on, but I like that. Hold on. You didn't paused on me.
I'm here.
Aspect of hold on. You see me? Am I waving? You good?
You're good.
Okay. You're good. All right. Sorry, folks. Technical difficulties. And I'm just excited. I want to see these guys back. I'm glad my boy Phoenix is back. Next up, man, we're gonna move on because we gotta finish this show. We got another one to get into. Swerve Scott, man, dude. Did not know I wanted to see this match. Damn show can't wait for Rampage. Swerve Strickland versus Darby Allin. I ain't even got to say no more than that. That's all I got to say. Give it to the people, man.
Whose house?
Swerve's house. But no. Darby said, nah, bro, it's my house. I've been here since day one. This Darby's house. Darby's house, baby.
Real day one-ish.
Yeah, real day one-ish. So, hey, I'm not even gonna lie. They've had their battles on the independent. I can only imagine what they're gonna do Friday night, man. Talk to the people, man. Talk to the people.
Hey, man, look, this is going to be carnage. This is going to be insane. This is going to be high-flying aerial ability of astronomical proportions. This is going to be the flyest in the room going against, you know what I'm saying, the Daredevil, coffin dropping, badass. You know, I don't know, man.
Risk taker.
You know what I'm saying? This is going to be, you know, the streets versus The streets.
Right, all right, say right. I don't think no. This is the streets versus the streets here, man. It's just two different. It's just two different types of streets, and
Yeah.
it's just two
Hey,
different
man,
types of hoods. I say you say
hey,
like that.
it's like you taking, you know what I'm saying, up the way or down the way, and then you taking them dirty Parmo boys and you slapping them together.
You know what? You know what? Think about it. Now that I think more of Darby Allin, I think he's a little bit as street as Swerve, man. I don't think this dude has had I feel like he's more street as Swerve, man. So this is just gonna be a dirty street fight. This is not a street fight itself, but I feel like these two guys and where they come from and they're coming up. I feel like the reason why they probably work so well together is, man, it's just that common goal and that motivation to be great. So you say Parma, the dirty Parma boys. I don't even think Darby. I think Darby's dirtier than that. I would say dirty EC versus dirty St. Clair. I would have to go that route, man.
You was going real gritty.
I was going real gritty. I was going gritty.
I'm gonna give you Warrensville and Shaker.
Nah, damn. I hope not. I hope not. I hope not. I know y'all don't know those cities and names. Don't worry about it. But I hope not. All right. But I definitely didn't know I wanted to see this match. You a fool. I definitely didn't know I wanted to see this match. But just seeing those two stand there and them two look like, this is going down. This doesn't put off Swerve and Lee going up against Hobbs and Stark.
Yeah.
But I know we talked about Jurassic Express dropping the titles. Man, bro. It's too early to talk about that. It's too early to talk about that. Well, I'll bring it up. I'm not going to forget it. I'll bring it up another time. It's too early to talk about that. But I definitely can't wait for Friday. Swerve versus Allen. They're going to have a match on Rampage. I hope that's the main event, but I can see that starting off the show. Still not mad at it. It is what it is. Next up, man, we got the Undisputed Elite. You had Red Dragon and Adam Cole coming out. Then you had the Young Bucks coming out. And they weren't really with the group at first. They were with the group, but they weren't really with the group. Then, of course, they went up against Varsity Blondes, Lee Moriarty, Brock Anderson, and then, of course, Dante Martin. I'm not going to lie. I know Dante's brother is back. Why aren't they not doing more top flight stuff? Why is Dante?
I believe Darius is out. This time Darius is out with an injury.
He was out last time. He just came back. Yeah, so I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Damn, that's I wish him a speedy recovery, man. That's kind of fucked up because he had just got back, and I think people were ready to see Top Flight back in the tag team division again. Especially with what Dante's been doing, but Undisputed Era, Undisputed Era, Elite. I'm sorry, Undisputed Elite. They're not the Era, they're Elite. Of course, they put on their 1-2s. They gave one super elite knees to Lee Moriarty. Of course, Adam Cole delivered the boom, and then they did the Undisputed Elite pose in the ring.
I ain't gonna lie, and I don't know why. Tough. That looked tough.
It did. It looked at Raw. I'm like, damn. I didn't realize I was gonna like that more than I thought I was. Okay, all right. But in my back of my mind, why was I wishing Kenny Omega's music hit? I don't know why.
Okay. It's funny. It's funny you say that because when they all posed in the ring, and Adam Cole got in the middle and he started doing this little shit. I'm like,
yeah, man.
Kenny. Oh, damn. But we'll talk about it. But Kenny coming soon. He coming. I feel it.
Man, bro, I'm just like, man, this would have been a hell of a moment. Like, they just started it, so I know they need more time for it. But, man, that was just like, oh, my God, if Kenny Omega's music had hit and he had came down and had a problem with Cole, like, oh, shit, like, it's about to go down. But in my mind, I was prefixing something in my mind that I knew wasn't going to happen right away. But it was like, oh, damn. Okay, you know what? Stop it. You're getting carried away. But not a bad match. It was what it was. It was a squash match put over the Undisputed Elite, which it needed to be. All those guys are top guys, and you want to see them. Then next up, of course, man, we got the Jericho Appreciation Society attacking Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz. They burned the eyes of Kingston. And then, of course, they ran off. And then, of course, we got the matches for next week's show. Bro, so we got Hook, who's going to wrestle on Rampage against Danhausen. I didn't know I wanted to see this, but for some weird reason, I want to see this. I don't know what to expect from it. I don't have high expectation, but it's like, what the hell are they going to do? I don't know. Then of course we got Keith Lee going up against Gunn. We got Joe going up against Trent Beretta for the Ring of Honor Championship, TV Championship. We got Peraza going up against Mercedes Martinez for the ultimate. Of course, Peraza is the Ring of Honor champion, and Martinez is the interim Ring of Honor Women's Champion, and they're gonna put both titles on the line. They're gonna squash that. So we're gonna get to see Dana Peraza on AEW television, man. We're gonna see it happen. We're gonna see it happen. So they're gonna put the titles on the line for that. Warlow, MJ, I kind of skipped over it, but MJF did a promo a little earlier. I forgot to write it down, really. And he said something that made you think of who the next opponent for Warlow was. And he said the guy is 7 feet tall, and you can't teach that. And I'm like, oh, they working with Impact? Oh, they still working with Impact? Okay, all right. I can't wait for next week. Not even gonna go no further into it. We're gonna let that simmer like it simmer. And then, of course, man, we got Bobby Fish going up against Jeff Hardy for a qualifying match in the Owen Hart tournament. So that's all the matches we're going to get between Friday and next week. And then, of course, man, to end the show, to end our show and then everything else, we got Sami Guevara, the 3-time TNT champion, going up against Scorpio Sky in a ladder match for the TNT championship. I'm not going to lie, bro. The cutter spot off the ladder, I wish they didn't do that. I wish they hadn't did that. It was already done with Cody and Sami. It hit different when it was that. It didn't hit the same when Sky hit it on Sami. Yeah, and it's like I didn't even see that that's what he was getting ready to do. But when it happened, it was like, oh damn, that didn't. When I saw that the first time, it was like, oh my God, that was perfect. Oh, that was perfect. This time, it didn't hit me that way. But I still like the match. I still like the ladder match. I still like what they did. It's so crazy to me that people are cheering Dan Lambert and Sky, but I don't know if the commentary brought it up where it's like, are they cheering for Sky or are they cheering against Sami? Like, it's like, I don't even know. But I think that's what I like about it. I like the fact that, are you really cheering? Like, are they making Sky a face? Are they making Top Team good? Or is it just that people just they just hated what Sami has become now? And it's like, they're just against him, but they're going to cheer to see him lose. And it's like, go ahead.
Sorry. The way I took it the way I took it was this. It's obviously on a much lesser scale. But it's that double turn. It's that Hogan Rock effect, right? Because Sami came out as the face. He's playing off as the face. Scorpio Sky and Dan Lambert, they're supposed to be the heels. Like, they come out of the heel tunnel. Like, they're not doing anything different. They're saying the same shit they would say any other given Sunday. It's just the fact that the fans are so over Sami and Tay. And because they're so over Sami and Tay, it's like, well, fuck. I mean, we agree with Dan Lambert to begin with. It's just he's a fucking piece of shit, so we're gonna boo him. But now, not only do we agree with him, but we really fucking hate these two. So fuck you, Sami. All right, now we're gonna cheer Scorpio by osmosis. But here's the thing now. People wanted to see American Top Team get more time and get more things done on TV anyway, as opposed to just segments of sitting in the crowd. So now you mean to tell me, okay, you got Scorpio Sky, who's running, got cut short, is going up against Sami. We damn sure don't want to see Sami and Tay. This is what the hell gonna keep going on. Fuck that. We want to see Ethan Page. Don't forget about Frankie Kazarian. And this is like, I'm like, okay, dude, it's so much story there. So it was like, yeah, I think that the fans initially were cheering for Scorpio Sky because they hated Sami that much. But at the same time, I think fans respect the work Scorpio Sky's put in, right? Because
Oh yeah,
Scorpio Sky, he's a good talent. Is he the best on the mic? No, but that's what you got Dan Lambert there for. But once again, every heel group or any heel person that's good at their job, eventually they're going to be so good that some way, somehow, you're going to find yourself out of nowhere cheering for him. Look at Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is like one of the most despicable fucking people on the planet, but he has a way of saying shit to you where it's like you can try your hardest not to laugh or agree with it, but on the inside, like, you know what? I kind of do feel like that. The New Day, when they were healed, same thing. You know, you can try your hardest not to agree or laugh, but then they say shit like, you know what? I do kind of feel like that. That was fucked up, but it was funny.
yeah. With Paul though, I think Paul's different than Lambert, obviously because Paul has a history of being in the business and being that guy. Like Paul's been in the business so long, it's like no one. It's like regardless if you boo, regardless of who he's with, when Paul Heyman speaks, you're going to listen
Absolutely.
because you know even if he is giving you somewhat of a scripted line, he's
Yeah.
going to shoot from the hip a little bit because you know everything ain't scripted in what he says. So
Yeah.
that's where Paul steps over the line. Now the new Jim Cornette, as in Dan Lambert likes to compare himself. Um, I don't know, man. I want to see. I'm actually starting to think, man. I wanted to bring this question to you. First and foremost, I'm looking forward to one. I like the fact that Cass came out and Scorpio Sky honored it. Well, at least it appeared that he's honoring. Hey, you got the first shot. Let's go. He came out, gave him a little handshake. All right, hey, you got it, bro. But I like that he came out like, all right, bro, you won. All right, you got it. But what I wanted to ask you is, do you see this being a turn for Ethan Page against Sky? Could you see Sky being turned on by Paige? Because, even though we've complained about both of them not getting much on the Dynamite Rampage TV side, and when they do, they've lost. But now that Sky seems to be getting more, attention, which he deserves. He's been in AEW since day one. Paige just got there. He may be okay with it, but could you see something happen between them, or do you think that it'll be okay and they'll continue their run?
I think we got to look at it in the logistics of long-term storytelling and what the plan is creatively for the direction of Scorpio Sky. Do
Right,
we do we keep him as a heel, right? On
right.
paper, do we keep him as a heel, or do
I don't
we
know.
or do we cater to the fans and then do we turn him face? And if you're gonna turn him face and you got Sammy and Ty as heels, okay, well that's two heels, one face. So
Right.
now it's like, all right, well, you want to build Scorpio Sky as a big face? Well, guess what? Every big face, every superhero needs a villain. You could play that jealousy role with Ethan Page because let's be honest. If you want to talk about it outside of the tag team shit, who's gotten more of the quote unquote seemingly preferential treatment? It's been Scorpio Sky. Who's been getting all the TNT title shots? It's been Scorpio Sky. Who's in
As
one
of late,
as of,
as of lately.
as of late, but who's won it and lost it and they had a chance to go back and get it again? My thing is, if I'm Ethan Page, bro, you had your chance. Now I don't even get a chance to go back and fight for it before you do. You can play on the jealousy there.
You can, but to be fair, again, Sky had only one, it was only his second title defense. So it wasn't like he had a long like I can see Ethan Page if it does happen, I can see Page turning on him if Sky had a long title reign, lost the title, and then won it back. I could totally get with that, but I think it would be too early for that, just on the fact that Sky only had two title defenses and he lost the second title defense. But we'll see where that goes, man. But other than that, not a bad ladder match. I thought they hit a nice few spots. I'm not gonna lie. When Sky powerbombed Sammy on the barbed wire, I felt like that should have been it for Sammy. I don't feel like Sami should have got back up again. I feel like that kind of killed it when they got back up and got on the ladder and he just got normally pushed over. I feel like the power bomb on the ladder with the barbed wire should have been the like, oh man, like Sami ain't getting up from that, man. He should have rolled out the ring. He shouldn't even been able to get back in. And Sky should have been able to crawl up the ladder and get the belt. That should have finished the match. I feel like they went a little too much with Sami coming back. Like you just didn't get power bombed on top of a ladder with barbed wire. Like I not to say that you didn't sell it, but I need you to sell that a little better, man. But then again, I can understand the importance of trying to put in that effort to keep somebody from taking something that's yours. But I felt like that should have been the end for Sami, and then Sky should have climbed up and got the title. Outside of that, man, I say a 3 out of 5 show. It was a pretty good show, good wrestling, good promos. Some people felt like some of the stories were a little, off, or they were a little all over the place. But I think this was just a solid Dynamite. Obviously, man, we know they're getting ready to build up to the pay-per-view. They are already starting to announce matches. They already announced the first match. Once again, Adam Hangman Page going up against CM Punk for the AEW Championship. And so, obviously, we're going to get more matches announced as the weeks go on because AEW is going to put on. They're going to put on a good 8 to 10 match pay-per-view show. It's going to end after midnight. We know that. So we expect out of the 10 matches to 9 to 10 matches, we know 6 or 7 of them are going to be barn burners. But with that being said, bro, we gave the people an hour. Hey, my bad for yesterday. Last week was franchise. This week it was me. Hey, man, life happens, but we wanted to give the people enough time to, to really indulge into AEW and the review. But folks, ladies and gentlemen, man, that's our AEW review. We're not going nowhere. We're going to be right back on here in a few minutes. We got to talk about Evil Thursday because it's Evil Thursday, man. We got to talk about the Brothers of Destruction. So with that being said, man, bro, we're going to end this thing here unless you got some final words to give to the people before we go.
I mean, Elon Musk is buying up everything. By the way, congrats on Twitter. He said that on Twitter, he's going to buy Coca-Cola and put cocaine back in it like the original recipe. I know he was trolling there, but since we buying shit, let's buy the GOW podcast. Give me some money to get some facial treatment. And since all these bitches getting BBLs, I want to get a face full of hair. And yeah, we're going to do that. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of the Generation Wrestling Podcast.
Dude, all your look, we are the opposite, okay? All my hair don't grow on my head no more. It grows on my face. All your hair don't grow on your face. It grows on your head. Look, man, just accept it, bro. Okay, just accept it. This is our roles in life, bro. This is just how we are, and you just gotta accept it, man. Okay, I had to accept it. You gotta accept it. I'm gonna have a bald head. You gonna have a bald chin. It is what it is.
Hey, he said this is your role in society. Hey, this must be what the government and the 1% feel about the other 99. Hey, man,
just accept it, Devin. Just accept it.
We'll be back in a minute, y'all. Peace.